Face Movements, October 10th, 2018. We're bringing you live coverage all day of Hurricane Michael. And as we zoom in, it is a fast moving storm. That's one good thing about Hurricane Michael. It ain't like Florence, where it just stalled out. The storm is moving literally quite fast, about 14 miles an hour. But it's moving northeast right now. The eye just passed Panama City, and we're going to get right to it. All right, so folks, listen up. This is a Category 5, and now it's coming down to a Category 4. The pressure millibars right now is 922. Wind gust is at 150, so this is officially now a Category 4. Before, I kept on saying it's a Category 5. The millibars was at 919. The wind gusts were past 155, and in some places way past 160. And I think in the future, when they go back in a couple of days, when they redo the storm, they're going to say this was a Category 5 hurricane. But the reason we ain't seeing a lot of damage is how fast this storm is going. But of course, we're going to see widespread damages. And my biggest concern is for the people that's living down there in Panama City. Not Panama City Beach, where you see it on the news. You're not off to the east, nowhere else. The main parts where they didn't track or went into was in Mexico Beach. All right, Mexico Beach. We're going to zoom in. All right, Mexico Beach got hit very, very hard. All right, folks, and in all the places around it, from Sandbaz to Allenton to Callaway. So between Panama City and I forgot what's the other place called. Sorry, guys. Let me just zoom out. Doop doop. Panama City, Mexico Beach. All right. This whole area is we're gonna move down the coast. All right, so we got Panama City just passed right there. So moving down Callaway, Long Point, Allenton, Overstreet, Beach Hill, Highland View, Oak Grove, White City, Franklin, Appalachia, St. George. So from St. George Island all the way up to Panama City. Right between there is where this hurricane hit as a Category 5 hurricane, folks. So we're going to see widespread damages. You're not going to see that on the news yet. You're not going to see nothing because even the news people are not really where the center of the storm is. And if they are there, they're already taking shelter. But the eye just passed. All right. So now we're going to put warnings and watches, all right, for the next 2 to 3 hours. All right. So if you're living in southern Georgia, on the tip of Alabama and Florida, warnings and watches for a Category 2, Category 3 hurricane. As you're going to see what this hurricane as moves in and loses power, the storm is going to expand and grow. All right, so there's going to be a lot more rain. There's going to be a lot more thunder clouds. All right, folks. And I believe as the storm keeps on moving up north, even though it's going to be dumped down prior to a tropical storm, by the time it hits the Carolina, it is going to hit a high pressure. So the outer bands of the whole hurricane, of that storm, and the high pressure is going to cause major damage with tornadoes. But we're going to see that. But right now, I'm going to put warnings and watches out. Let's just zoom back out. It's kind of hard seeing it with the tracker on here. All right. So right now, the storm is moving northeast. All right. So if you live, let me pause this for a second. All right. So warnings and watches for the next 2 to 3 hours. All right. There's going to be Dothan, Alabama, Albany, Georgia, Bainbridge, south of Georgia and Georgia. So Bainbridge, South Georgia, Dothan, Alabama, all the way up to Albany, Alabama, Tallahassee, warnings and watches. All right, take shelter now. This hurricane's coming and it's going to be a Category 2 or 3 when it reaches south of Georgia, folks. So be prepared in Albany. All right, the storm we're going to see expand with the rainfall. All its energy is going to expand out. All right, so I want people out there to be careful. All right, we're going to keep you update all day because as this storm moves, it's going to go through Albany and it's going to come straight up. All right, folks, it's going to come straight up around Dublin, Strasbourg later on, Augusta, Columbia. We're going to keep you posted. It is going to cross over probably as a tropical storm. In the South Carolina, the Charlotte, around Charlotte, they're going to, and all the way up to North Carolina. All right, Columbia, Charleston, warnings and watches. All right, but for the next 2 to 3 hours, like I said, in this whole area, from Panama City still to Tallahassee to Dothan, Alabama to Albany, Georgia to Columbus. I think that's Columbus, Georgia, Americus. All right, and Massini and Dublin, Georgia. Warnings and watches. Take shelter now. This is a category still 4 hurricane. It's going to weaken down, be category 2, 3 as it comes into Georgia. So be prepared. And this storm is going to spread out. So it's wind and tropical force is going to spread out a little bit more around Bainbridge and Thomasville. Dothan, Alabama. We're also going to see in these counties, DeKalb, Jackson County, warnings and watches around Marin and Cypress and Chippewa, all the way up to 345 extreme wind warning. This is the No Face movement, moving the movement. Till next time, please be safe. And this is going to last for another hour or two in these parts of South Georgia, the southeast of all of Alabama and the northern panhandles of Florida. Please be prepared. This is the No Face movement, moving till next time, facing up, and stay tuned as we're going to keep you updated and bring you all this stuff.